Let's start with the sperm structure. So basically, if you look at the sperm structure, there are different parts. You have the head. You have the head. The neck. The middle piece. And there is the tail. Okay. So head has a nucleus. In the head region, what you see is a nucleus. Now above the head. So above the head, can you see this small cap-like structure? Now this cap, which is above the head. So what I'm labeling in blue, this full structure is the head. You get that? So this full structure here is the head. Above the head, what I'm labeling in green is a cap-like structure which is called as the acrosome. The acrosome is filled with enzymes, and to be very specific, the names of the enzymes are hyaluronidase, and acrosin. These are together called as the sperm lysin. So these are together called as the sperm lysin. So above the head is a acrosome, which is also called as the cap. And this acrosome is filled with enzymes. Okay, so this acrosome is filled with enzymes. And the names of the enzymes are your hyaluronidase and acrosin. These are your enzymes. See anything with the suffix ase. Do you see? Usually there are enzymes. Here there is no suffix ase, but this is also an enzyme. The neck portion, you have the middle piece. Okay, next is the neck. Then you have the middle piece. The middle piece has a lot of mitochondria. The mitochondria, of course, for respiration, ATP formation, so that the tail gets vigorous motility and the sperm can move in the vagina towards the egg. So basically, the mitochondria generates ATP, which help in the sperm motility. Both you have the tail. Of course, the role of the tail is, again, motility. Okay, so semen equals the fluid plus the sperm. So fluid basically is released by all the three glands, the prostate gland, the seminal vesicles, as well as the bulbourethral glands. And sperm is made by the seminiferous tubule. So approximately 100 million sperms are present in 1 ml semen. Okay. A male ejaculates about 3 to 5 ml semen. Now, if the count per ml we are talking about, so the count of the cells, if it is less than 20 million per ml, then the condition is called as oligospermia. Oligospermia. This leads to infertility. Next, absence of sperm. Okay, absence of sperm is called as azoospermia. So azoospermia is basically absence of sperm. Now, the next thing what is very important is basically these calculations could be asked for NEET. Now, of the 200, okay, so basically, let's say 3 to 5 ml semen which is released. This will have approximately, let's say, 200 to 300 million sperms which are released during coitus, of which at least 60% of these sperm, 60% of 200 to 300, 60% should have normal shape and size, normal shape and size. 40% and at least 40% from here should have vigorous motility. Only then, okay, only then the chances, okay, of the sperm being active and reaching the egg. So basically fertilization can take place if 60% have normal size and shape and 40% have vigorous motility. So this condition that you see here, this is important for normal fertility. Okay, so coming to the structure of the female reproductive system, as I told you, this is the vagina. The vagina leads to the cervix. The cervix will have two regions. One is the internal orifice. Orifice is a small little, the narrowing here, a small little gap which is present. And then an external orifice. So the vagina will lead to the cervix. Cervix will lead to the uterus. The uterus will then lead to the fallopian tube, which is also called as the oviducts. The entire oviduct, I told you, has got parts: isthmus, ampulla, and then you have the infundibulum. So these are the three parts. The infundibulum will then lead to the femore. Now, what